Hey guys, in this part of the section, I'm going to be talking about arrays. Now, arrays are sort of like data structures that contain multiple data values, like multiple elements. And you're used to this, right? You're used to like variable storing one value, like 3, string value. This is what you are used to. I'm just gonna say John. But what if you want to store multiple values and you want to do something with those values? Or let's say you just want to print them out, or there's something you just want to do with a bunch of values. And you would store those in an array. And how do we declare arrays? This is how we do it. Let's say we want to create a list of numbers, only numbers. You can't store different values or different data types in one array. It has to be of the same value. So if we want to store numbers, let's say we want to store numbers, we have to declare it like that. Just gonna call it numbers. We have to specify with this angle bracket, either here or we can do it here. Either way works. And then we can set it equal to new int and then another angle bracket. Not angle bracket, why do I keep saying that? Square bracket. And then in here, we can specify how many elements we want in that particular array. So let's say we want 7 elements in that array. So we're only going to store 7 values. We can't store more than 7 values if we've declared this. This is final. And I'm just going to remove this and put it down here because that's where I like my square brackets. And what I want to do is I want to print out this, right? But before I do that, I want to add values. I want to add certain numbers inside my array. So we say numbers. Now this is where it gets interesting. We use the square brackets again. Let's say we want to add the value 4 at a particular index or at a particular position. We have 7 positions opened. Now we want to enter a particular value at a certain position. We don't start at position. Let's say we want to enter it at the first position. We don't start at 1 when it comes to programming. We don't start. This is not the first position. This is actually the second position. We begin at 0. I know this is kind of interesting and sometimes confusing. So we begin at 0. Now we're going to add elements by order. Now I'm going to add the second position. The second position, which is 1. And I'm going to do the same for the third position, which is 2. And I'm going to add the value 8, for example. And we're going to do the same thing up until we get to 7. I like to do things manually so you can watch me do it. And then that's 9. And then I'm going to do it again for the 5th position. Let's say we want to add 20 here. And here we want to add, okay, this is the 6th position. We want to add number 1. We can't add anything above that. We can't say number at position 7. There's no position 7. Position 6 is the last position in this array because we can only add 7 elements, and here we have 7 elements. As you can see, this is the first element, not position, element, second element, third element, fourth element, fifth element, and we have the 6th element, and we have the 7th element, the last element. So this is the first up until the last. The position, it begins at 0, not 1. You understand? Now, let's say we want to see the values inside our array. So we want to print them out. Now, normally you'd think that this is how you would do it. You just print out the name of this array, and it's going to show you all the values inside here. and it doesn't. We get this dummy text here, and we get that because these are arrays. That's how things work. So how would you want to print that out as an array? There is a way that most schools don't teach. So you say arrays.toString, and then you pass in the name of your array, just like that. And now let's run this. By the way, if you're getting any errors with this, you just need to import this part up here, import java.utool.arrays. This one does it automatically, but if yours isn't working, then obviously you need to do it manually. So you just go up here and type import java.utool.arrays, and here we get all the elements inside the array as like a string. But that's not the way a lot of people do it. That's not the way schools do it, or the way your school will teach you to do it, and a lot of people don't know this. But anyway, what we do is we create an array that will print out each element inside here. Now you may be asking, how will that be possible? How will we do it? So we initialize an array. Now for loops are used a lot in arrays. So if you're going to be working with arrays, you have to make sure that you understand for loops to the fullest. And we're going to begin at 0, position 0. This is your position. And while I is less than numbers dot length. Now this is an attribute inside the array's data structure. So in your array, you get this length attribute that exists there. Now that will give you, it'll show you how many values are inside the array. So it'll return the number 7. So while I is less than 7, we want to increment I. So what happens here, it's going to go to the first position here. It's going to check this, and it's going to check if that 0 is less than 7, which is the length of this array. If it's 7, while that is true, if it's less than 7, while that is true, and then it's going to execute your statement, and it's going to increment. So which means it's going to move on to the second position, which will be 1, and so on up until 6. Now what I want to do is print out each. We're not going to print out I, because we're going to get the position 0 up until the last position. So that's not what we want. We want to print out numbers at index I, just like that. I know it's confusing, but gotta get used to it. And we get all these values printed down here, just like that. Now I want to erase this. I want to show you a little something. So you want to print out a certain value at a certain position, right? So let's say you want to know which value is at position 4. Let's say we have a lot of numbers, and you don't want to go through all of that. You just want to know which number is at the 10th position, for example. Well, in this case, we don't have position 10. Let's say we want to check which number is at the 3rd position. We're going to say numbers at index 3, and it's going to return the value of the value 2, because at that particular position there's the value 2 residing there. So there we go, we get 2. So we can do the same thing. We want to check which value is at this position here. That's your 3rd position, by the way, and that will be 8. So that's how things work. That's why here we say 4, like that's why we print out numbers at index I. So we want to print out the number at index I at that particular iteration each and every time. You understand? So when it's 0, it's going to print out numbers at index 0, and then it's going to, let me run this just to show you a visual representation. Here we get 4 at 0 because it checks, it prints out numbers at index 0. That's 4, and then it moves on to the next. It increments to 1. So now we're going to check the first position. So numbers at index 1. So numbers at index 1, which is the second position. This one, that's going to be 3, right? Going to print out 3, and then it's going to check 3 or like 2 numbers at index 2. It's going to print out 8, and so on. So that's how you can print out the values inside your array. And that's another way of doing arrays, an easier way than this. Instead of doing all that stuff, we can just use these curly brackets, right? Curly brackets. Yeah. And then we can just say, we just add the values here. Just like that. Just like that. This one is an easier way. This is what we call an array initializer. So it initializes all those values automatically without, you know, having to go through all that trouble of saying numbers at index 0 and all that stuff. This is way faster, as you can see. And to print out each value in there, we follow the same logic. So it's going to print out all these values just like that. So now, as you can see, I'm just going to write it down. This is index 0. Just gonna go back a little. Sorry guys, kind of clumsy today. This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move this back a little. Yeah. And then this will be your 5th index, which is the sixth position, but it's the 5th index. Like index 5. This is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5, and index 6. So yeah, that is arrays in the nutshell, and maybe later on we're gonna work on more, but I want to show you something quick. Another thing that people like to do with arrays is add all the values inside the array. So what we want to do is have a sum variable. So this is what's going to keep track of all these index, and it's going to add each of these values. So sum is equal to 0. You can name it anything you want, by the way. And inside this block, what I want to do is say sum plus equal index I, sorry. So what's going to happen here, sorry, not index I, numbers at index I. So what I'm doing here, we're taking sum. You see sum is 0 right now, right? Now sum is, we were going to add this value at the first position, which is position 0, which is 2, right? So now sum is going to be equal to, and then we're going to increment I. Now sum is equal to 2 is going to say 2 plus this value 5, the second position, or like the first iteration, or sorry, the first index. So now that's going to be equal to 7, and then it's going to move on to 2, and then now 7 plus 2, and it's going to move on and so on up until it adds all of these. Now what I want to do is print out sum down here at the bottom, and we get 29, just like that. Nothing complicated about this. So yeah, hope you guys understand, but this is the type of things that people like to do with arrays. There's a lot of things you can do with them, and you can manipulate data a lot, like in a lot of different ways. And I just want to show you other array, like sort of array methods or attributes that you can find here. There's a lot of them, and some of them I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how to use, and I've never used them. But in other languages like JavaScript and Python, you get lots of options. And in here, you don't get a lot of options except for this length attribute, which just returns the total numbers inside the array. So I'm going to print this out, and you're going to see for yourself. So it shows you that there are 7 elements inside this array. So that's it for arrays for this section. And if you enjoyed this video, please be kind enough to leave a like and subscribe, and catch me on the next video.